Did you know one of the world's oldest operating airports is hidden right in the middle of a bustling city? I'm talking about Hamburg Airport. And trust me, its story is as fascinating as a transatlantic flight. Forget what you think you know about airports, because today we're diving deep into the history, the secrets, and the sheer coolness of this German aviation giant. From its humble beginnings with Zeppelin airships to becoming a state-of-the-art international hub, Hamburg Airport is so much more than just a place to catch a plane. Let's rewind the clock way back to 1911. That's right, over a century ago. A private company called Hamburger Luftschifffahrt, GmbH, or HLG, was founded. Their initial home was a 45-hectare plot in a little village called, which at the time was way outside the city limits. Can you imagine? The very first structure wasn't a terminal, but a massive hangar for airships. Those magnificent Zeppelins, the first one arrived in January 1912 for the next few years. This was the era of the airship, with sightseeing tours and mail delivery being the primary activities. World War I put a temporary stop to civilian flights, but the airport story was just getting started. After the war, the focus shifted from lateral d'honneur to fixed-wing aircraft. In 1919, the world's first scheduled international air route was launched, connecting Berlin, Hamburg, and Copenhagen. This was a monumental moment in aviation history, and it happened right here. The 1920s saw a huge boom. The first real passenger terminal was built, and the airport became a hub for Deutsche Lufthansa, the precursor to today's Luft. By 1929, the airport had grown to over 80 hectares and was handling flights to major European cities like London, Paris, and Amsterdam. It was truly the dawn of commercial air travel. Then came the turbulent years of World War II. The airport was heavily damaged by bombing raids, and civilian flights once again came to a halt. After the war, it was taken over by the British forces and renamed Hamburg Airport. They played a crucial role in its reconstruction and in the Berlin airlift of 1948, where planes from Hamburg delivered vital supplies to the blockaded city of West Berlin. It's a powerful reminder of the airport's role not just in travel, but in history. The post-war economic miracle in Germany brought a new golden age for Hamburg Airport. The jet age had arrived. The runways were extended to accommodate new planes like the Boeing 707 and the Douglas DC-8. Ultra-modern passenger terminal opened in 1955, and the airport was handling over 1 million passengers a year by the early 1960s. This was the era of glamorous air travel, and Hamburg was at the forefront. Over the next few decades, the airport continued to grow and evolve. However, its location, now surrounded by the city, started to become a problem. Noise complaints were rising, and there was limited room for expansion. In the 1960s, there were serious plans to move the entire airport to a new location in Kaltenkirchen, a town further north. The project was called Kaltenkirchen Airport or Hamburg Metroport. Land was bought, plans were drawn, but due to massive costs, political debates, and the oil crisis of the 1970s, the project was eventually abandoned in the 1980s. Instead, the decision was made to modernize and optimize the existing Fuhlsputtel site. This led to a massive redevelopment project called Ham21, which began in the 1990s and continued into the 2000s. This project completely transformed the airport. The old terminals were replaced with two new, modern terminals, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, connected by a central plaza. This plaza, known as the Airport Plaza, is the heart of the airport, filled with shops, restaurants, and a central security checkpoint. It's designed to be efficient and user-friendly, a huge leap from the old layout. A key feature of this modernization was the construction of the S-Bahn train station directly underneath the terminals. Opened in 2008, this direct connection to the city's public transport network was a gift. Now, you can get from the airport to the city center in just 25 minutes. making it one of the most conveniently located city airports in Europe. In 2016, the airport was officially renamed Hamburg Airport Helmut Schmidt, in honor of the former German chancellor who was a native of Hamburg and a frequent flyer from the airport. It was a fitting tribute to a man who had a deep connection to both the city and the world. So, what makes Hamburg Airport special today? Let's talk about some cool facts. It's the fifth busiest airport in Germany, handling around 17 million passengers a year before the pandemic. It serves as a base for airlines like Eurowings and as a focus city for several others. While it's not a massive intercontinental hub like Frankfurt or Munich, it offers a fantastic network of flights across Europe and to select long-haul destinations, including Dubai and New York. One of the most unique aspects is the aircraft viewing experience. The airport has fantastic observation decks where aviation enthusiasts or plant spotters can get incredible views of the planes taking off and landing. There's also a model exhibition that showcases the airport's history and different aircraft types, which is a big hit with families. Sustainability is another major focus. Hamburg Airport has been a pioneer in environmental protection. It was one of the first airports in Germany to introduce noise-based landing fees to encourage airlines to use quieter aircraft. They're also investing heavily in renewable energy, electric vehicles on the apron, and other initiatives to become a carbon-neutral airport. It's really leading the way in showing how a major transport hub can operate responsibly. Now, let's talk about what's next for Hamburg Airport. The focus is not on massive expansion, but on smart growth and enhancing the passenger experience. This means more digitalization, like biometric facial recognition for boarding, and further improvements to the terminal facilities. They are constantly working to make the journey smoother, faster, and more enjoyable for everyone. And for anyone traveling through, there's a lot to see and do. The airport plaza has over 60 shops and a wide variety of restaurants and cafes. Whether you want to grab a quick coffee, buy some souvenirs, or have a proper sit-down meal, you're covered. One interesting thing to note is the airport's proximity to one of the world's largest aviation industry clusters. Right next door is Lufthansa Technik, one of the leading providers of aircraft maintenance, repair, and overhaul services. And just a few kilometers away is the Airbus factory in Fink, where parts of the A320 family and the A380 were assembled. This creates a unique ecosystem where you can see the entire life cycle of an aircraft, from production and maintenance to daily operation, all within a few miles of each other. So, from a field for Zeppelin airships to a modern, eco-conscious hub named after a famous chancellor, Hamburg Airport's journey is truly remarkable. It has weathered wars, adapted to technological revolutions, and navigated political challenges to become the vital gateway it is today. It's a perfect example of how history and modernity can coexist, creating an airport that is not just efficient, but also has a rich story to tell. Next time you're flying into or out of Hamburg, take a moment to look around. You're not just in any airport. You're standing in a place that has been at the heart of aviation history for over 100 years. It's a living museum and a marvel of modern engineering all in one. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Hamburg Airport. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more videos about the fascinating world of travel and infrastructure, and let me know in the comments which airport you'd like me to cover next. See you in the next one.